Hello, Indivisibles. I'm here to highlight something. Hello, Indivisibles. I'm here to highlight something that is keeping me up at night. And I know this group really understands what I'm about to say. I know we're all focused on the 2022 midterm elections, and they are incredibly important. But we also have to look ahead because you know what? Our opponents certainly are. Right-wing extremists already have a plan to literally steal the next presidential election. And they're not making a secret of it. The right-wing controlled Supreme Court may be poised to rule on giving state legislatures, yes, you heard me that correctly, state legislatures the power to overturn presidential elections. Just think, if that happens, the 2024 presidential election could be decided not by the popular vote or even by the anachronistic electoral college,
by the courts,
but by state legislatures, many of them Republican controlled. But there's also good news in the face of this very real threat to democracy.
Let's hear it.
Indivisible has launched Crush the Coup to make sure we're ready to defend democracy in 2024. They've put together a list of critical races in 6 key states.
You could say they have a theory about critical races.
Will you support Crush the Coup by donating to Indivisible and state legislature candidates? Each of these races is highly competitive, and your dollars could very well decide the winners and the winner of the next presidential election. This could not be more important or more urgent.
Crush the coup. Crush the coup. Let me just take these headphones off. Oh my goodness. I can still hear. Oh, let's do this like this. Let's do it like this. Okay. Crush the coup. Nothing intimidating about that. Nothing. Forget this. Put them over here. Nothing potentially, able to be misunderstood in that. When Trump says protest peacefully, that's a call to violence. When Hillary Clinton comes up and calls on her indivisibles, you crush the coup. I will crush it. Totally normal. And by the way, I was told, I would love to see if YouTube takes issue with this introductory video. With this video of Hillary Clinton coming out and saying how, did she call them Republican extremists? Are literally trying to steal the 2024 election. And how are they doing it, by the way? Through the state legislature. That kind of sounds like, what do we say on this channel? Oh, politics ruins everything is one thing we say on this channel. Confession through projection is another thing we say on this channel. She said Republican extremists, right? Okay. And by the way, I think she also said that in the context of referring to the SCOTUS. We'll crush the coup. You indivisibles, you must find the coup and you must crush it. It's confession through projection, but more important than that, egregious hypocrisy. And I know some of you out there say, and I think you might be right, it's not hypocrisy, Viva, it's hierarchy. We get to do things that other people don't get to do. We get to do things, we, the political privileged elite. You want to talk about privilege? I'll throw this out there. The real privilege in this world is not white privilege. It's political privilege. It's political, economic, financial privilege. But more political privilege because that tends to be the precursor to all the other forms of privilege out there. It's not hypocrisy. It's hierarchy of the privileged political class. Anybody who says those lawsuits should have gone to the Supreme Court, anybody who says I think there was chicanery afoot in 2020, anybody who actually says in a non-flattering way exactly what was said in that Time article magazine, how the election was fortified? Anybody who says exactly what was said in that Time article magazine about how a secret cabal of powerful, well-funded people controlled information, changed the rules to fortify the election, anybody who says that, but in a non-flattering tone, election deniers worthy of cancellation. But come out and say, literally, they're going to steal the election when, just out of curiosity, if they're anticipating in advance that 2024 is an election that can be stolen, how do they prevent and prohibit in the past from suggesting that there may have been historical interference in prior elections? How then? Well, that which is the safest election of all time should remain the safest election of all time. Hillary Clinton comes out, and it's not the first time, by the way. It's not the first time Hillary Clinton has come out as being an election denier. We know this. Hillary Clinton, Bush, selected, not elected. We all remember this one. It's not the first time Hillary would be guilty of election denial. She's got a history of election denial, more of a history than many of the other people who questioned other elections. Good old internet is forever. Cancel. Hillary Clinton in 2002, George W. Bush was selected, not elected. It is completely irresponsible to argue that a president who reaches 270 electoral votes is not elected and legitimate, right, Hillary Clinton? Only a shameless partisan with no concern for democracy or our system of government would insist that president is not elected long after he's taken the oath of office. Trump is insanely responsible to suggest that this election may be rigged and the outcome fraudulent. Why? Who on earth would ever make such a claim? Oh, look at that dog. Sorry. Anyway, it goes on. Where the heck is the article? Dude, where's the flipping article? Is it a video or what's the deal here? Do I have to click on? What is going on there? Okay, I did not think that was an ear. I thought that was another part of the dog's body. Oh, that's from October 2002. Whatever, you get the point. Hillary Clinton in October 2002. Election was stolen. Oh, not stolen. The president was selected, not elected. Then in 2020, it becomes verboten to even suggest that drop boxes, mail-in ballots, absentee voting, maybe might have had an influence. And then Hillary Clinton comes out, and what? Indivisibles? I mean, it all seems like absolute cultish brainwashing. Good afternoon, Indivisibles. The Republicans are getting ready to steal the election. You must crush the coup. Crush it. I mean, it's like it's Zoolander level indoctrination. Hypocrisy, double standards, hierarchy, whatever. It's par for the course. And I hate to say it. It's par for the course. But it's not because the GOP or Republicans or conservatives don't engage in similar, finding creative ways to justify what we want to justify for our adversaries, like cancel Ethan Klein for making a anti-Semitic joke, but don't cancel Kanye. It's not that the same exercise is not used on both sides. It's an exercise of those who have difficulty being intellectually consistent. It tends to happen more, from my observation, on one side, if only because that one side, and we're going to get to this in another post, one side, that being the leftist, the Democrat sort of side, to dichotomize it that way, it's only because that side tends to control the media, tends to control the arts, tends to control, and I say control as in have predominant influence, not like necessarily marionette strings. They have predominant influence and reach. You think of media outlets other than Fox News, which admittedly by numbers kicks the ass of all the other ones, by number of outlets. We got Fox News, number one. Okay, and then you got, I don't know, what would be some of the other ones? Gateway Pundit? And a few others. Flip side, CNN, MSNBC, ABC, NBC, CBS, NPR, BBC, CBC, Global News. The machine. They control, if only through the power of the bullhorn, more of it. And so when they come up with their utter hypocrisy, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, censoring people, canceling channels, penalizing people for questioning the integrity of the 2020 elections, incorporating it into their terms of service, their community guidelines, cannot question it. It's a verboten subject. And what year are we now? 2022? Hillary Clinton comes out and says, literally, Republican extremists are literally going to steal the 2024 election. I'm sure it's totally okay. It's totally okay.